Welcome back. We're now back with life coach and psychotherapist Laura Zdravkovski, and we're back and discussing about New Year's resolutions. What are some of the most common New Year's resolutions people make?
I think everyone's already saying it at the TV since you ask it. It's always weight, money, and love are the three most common ones.
Weight, money, and love.
Yeah, they rule
weight,
the
money,
world.
and love.
Yeah.
Less weight,
yeah.
more money, and more love.
love. Yeah.
That's all. We're done.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? Is that right?
I think that we as a society think that if we have a lot more things, or if we're good on the outside, then we'll be happy and we'll be good on the inside. So whether right or wrong, I don't think it's right, but I believe that everything should be cultivated from the inside out. However, there are many times where if you work on external things, you can help cultivate that, in unison. So if you aren't healthy in terms of weight, you don't feel well enough. If you're not healthy in terms of spending habits, then you tend to have relationships and other stuff that are very dramatic. So it is very important to be mindful of all the aspects.
That's important. You're absolutely right. I would say, you know what, whatever makes you happy, inside and out, is what your resolution should be, and it shouldn't be determined by whatever external factors. If money does make you happy, but it also makes you happy in the inside, go for it. But the thing is that you have to. It's a tough thing. You have to go and say, is this really going to make me happy on the inside? And that's hard to do.
Sure.
It is. It's people just make a list and they start going by it. But find out what in your life is making it hard. And so for me, let's say, I every year I have to put a list down of what am I going to cut out in my life, so that I have a son, another son coming, I have a daughter. How am I going to be able to spend more time with them?
Right.
And what can I cut out? And for a person like me, that is a painful exercise, because I've got to take out something that I really value. So it's an introspective. You have to look within yourself and make some hard decisions, because you can't have it all. Now, if it means that if you have money, then you can do something that for your children or for yourself that'll make you more happy, that's great. But what I would challenge is when you make New Year's resolutions for yourself, that's what I would say. Now, what about people? They say, I'm going to lose this much weight or be mindful or whatever their resolution is. How do they stick to it? Do you have any tools that all of us, January 3rd or 4th, you're done?
Yeah, right.
I want to have my coconut cream pie.
Yeah, gyms are packed in January,
exactly.
And then after Valentine's Day, it's done.
That's
right. Yeah.
That's right. Sometimes even before January 10th.
Yeah.
You're like,
after
forget
the trial.
This. Exactly. That's exactly right.
Me too. A lot of it is making that list and then going into, like I said, the innerness. So you have all these things that you want and you see, but then if you look at it, you realize 90% of the things you want are because of an emotional pull. So you find out what it is that's motivating that. So if it's weight, if you think, I'm going to gun-ho and I need to lose 70 pounds, you're not going to be able to stay that unless you're really motivated to say, I want to be really fit so I can play with my children, so I can be, the fullest potential of what I feel like I should look like in this way. So it's about cultivating that emotionality and then being able to be your own motivation through it. Because if you're looking only for external factors, that's why they die.
Exactly.
Sure.
Well said. That's very well said. Absolutely. And yes. And the thing is that I think if you have partners, if you're married or if you have a significant other, talk to them. And if you do it together, you have that bond, and they can help you to sustain that.
Absolutely.
Because if you have, it's always easier to do it when both of you are doing it. Also, find things that can help both of you and your family especially, and see if that'll work. To me, that's very critical. When I talk about what things I cut out, I talk to my wife and say, Callie, what can we do together? What things can we cut out so that we both have more time? And so that's very, very useful for us. Now, what about some resolutions that that you would recommend that people don't make? I mean, what things are destined to fail, you would say?
Yeah, weight, money, and love.
Hey, I've heard that before. Wait a minute, it's a same list. That's a trick answer.
They will all fail if it's not an understanding of cultivation of self. Okay, so all of these external things are ways to make us feel like we have more fulfilling lives. But when you stay there, you will always fail, because you're always chasing the ego, and the ego is always insatiable. So when you say, I want to lose weight, the easiest way to do that is literally say, I only have enough energy today to do 10 push-ups. do 10 push-ups, and then after the 10th, you go, okay, good job, Laura. And then you'll move on. And then the next day, you repeat the same thing. You be aware of how your body is, and then you'll stay that. So I have literally clients that will work out 3 minutes a day, and they'll do that for a month, and then all of a sudden it turns into 5 minutes, and then you turn into a 70-pound weight loss. Or the work, you just say, I'm going to return one more phone call, or I'm going to do one more cold call. Everything starts, a long journey starts with one step at a time.
Yeah.
So it's saying being okay with that one step and not having to need that end product yet.
Yeah, absolutely, and also make it realistic. Don't say I want to dunk the basketball, in about 5 days.
Like I'm going to be a big supermodel.
But me,
yeah.
Well, you are a super. She looks great, doesn't she? She is a supermodel.
I'm a woman, yeah.
So make it realistic, though, and make it within the scheme of your life, I think. And then if you do that, I think you really go a long way. What are your New Year's resolutions going to be? Do you think for yourself? Do you have any ideas?
I am. I've been working really hard on spirituality. So I worked on my own life purpose my life purpose is to be unconditional love and connection to the divine, which is God or the universe, and to myself. So that is like one really big resolution, but at the same time, it's something that I try to cultivate every day. So I'm really trying to look at forgetting myself and serving others, whether that's this year I've been working really hard toward working children with special needs and autism, and next year I look at furthering that scope. So I always say, in order to get out of yourself, serve others, because then you'll become very grateful of what you have, whether that be. So that's what I'm doing.
No, it's very well said. And you're absolutely right. And when Melissa said, I love what you said, that she takes the kids and shows them really how to give, because if you give, then the holidays are fun, and then you can make a resolution.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing all that information. I really appreciate it.